John, in the last hour since we spoke to you, of course, at the beginning of that hour, we learned there had been an arrest in Manchester. We now learn reports of Islamic State claiming responsibility. Just walk us through the new information.
Well, yes. I mean, I think that wasn't necessarily a massive surprise. The sort of signposts all morning had been pointing towards an extremist Islamic attack, and it certainly wasn't a surprise when they came out and claimed it. And you know, Theresa May was very strong when she came out and pledged to fight the ideology that lay behind the attack. But you know, the key question now for British security forces is how many people were behind this. Was this a lone wolf attack, or with a very small, perhaps, number of accomplices, or was it part of a broader and wider network? I think if it was the latter, that would be of much more concern, of deep concern to the British security forces. But that's sort of the key missing piece of the jigsaw right now. We don't know exactly how many people lay behind last night's appalling events.
John, there is an election taking place in the United Kingdom, and this is not a day for campaigning, and neither side will want to be doing that today. But just walk me through where they are on the issue of security and how high up the agenda that has played throughout the campaigning going into election day.
It hasn't been, I mean, a massive issue on the campaign so far. It has been, but what has been an issue has been the issue of competency. Theresa May very, clearly trying to mark herself out as the only serious person who can actually run the economy. But when you look at, I mean, obviously after the events of last night, law and order issues, security issues are going to become much more to the forefront of how people think. And you know, she was a Home Secretary for the last 10 years. This is very much her area. She looks quite strong when she talks about this. She sort of articulates sort of the sense of trauma that I think a lot of British people are feeling today quite well. So that might play into how people look at this. Jeremy Corbyn, on the other hand, you know, the Conservatives have liked to attack him for being soft on security issues. But I think, and also, a very important point to make in all of this is that a year ago, almost to the day, in a sort of a creepy sort of echo, Joe Cox was murdered just a week before the Brexit referendum, and there was a sense at the time, oh, this could really swing the vote, but it didn't. It didn't actually have any impact on the vote. So, you know, it really is sort of too soon to speculate about how this could play out into the election. And certainly if you talk to Theresa May, I think genuinely her main sort of focus and drive today is trying to figure out, okay, are there, you know, who did this, who exactly lay behind it, and are there any more of these terrorists out there who might, as part of a cell, who might conduct similar atrocities.